about to see might be amongst the best proof we have that we are indeed being visited by aliens. It's believed this footage was taken by British tourists and then handed over to US secret agents.
In the jungles of eastern Brazil, there are rumors that these primeval forests are home to aliens marooned after their ship reportedly crashed in 1996.
And they capture the first creature right over there.
To investigate these reports, Ryder, Ben, and James trekked to South America to learn the truth behind the famed Varginha incident.
There are some things flying around Brazilian airspace that we can't tell what they are.
Their hunt for answers leads the team through some of the wildest terrain on Earth. And this investigation pushes James to the breaking point.
Sorry, I'm looking for an apartment. I gotta stop it.
No, I know.
In a quest to find out what really happened, the team follows clues to learn if these jungles really are home to alien castaways.
Sounds like something is walking in. Oh my God!
What we have here is not any earthly craft.
Did you see that?
There's usually a more conventional explanation for unidentified things that people are seeing if you take the time to look.
For the first time in my life, I'm caught believing that the possibility of UFOs is all too real.
For me to be out here looking for evidence, this is it. This is what I live for. It's what I've been dreaming about.
Oh my God!
Wow! God.
Varginha is literally the Roswell of Brazil. This was where these aliens, crashed and were still alive and were seen roaming through the town of Varginha. The most famous case occurred in 1996 in the small town of Varginha. And the reason why I consider this very significant is because A, it's recent, and B, you have first-hand eyewitness testimony about live creatures that could directly correlate to the crash of a UFO.
It's very recent, too. That surprised me.
It's unbelievable. You can have a UFO crashing and then creatures being witnessed. The fact that it made no news in America, it's amazing to me. I've been wanting to investigate this case for years. The fact that I get the opportunity to come to Brazil, meet some of the witnesses, it's phenomenal.
If there are as many eyewitnesses in the area that were there at the time, we have a good chance of finding them and talking to them.
And hopefully, if we do track them down, they can lead us to physical evidence that would either corroborate or refute, like a crash site, landing site, or even evidence of a recovery or a cleanup. That would be fantastic.
There is a guy, his name is AJ Javar, and I know that he's in good touch with other people as well. So, I can definitely look into getting us connected with him and seeing what we can come up with.
You have a UFO, a crash site, an alien supposedly running around the jungle. If this isn't an investigation for us, I don't know what is.
Hello. AJ.
Hi there. So, you like the city?
This is definitely a great view.
This is where it all happened. The Brazilian Roswell happened here in this town back in January 20, 1996.
Can you just give them a quick snapshot history of the case, of some of the more compelling aspects of it?
Yes, absolutely. Some folks at the middle of the night saw an object, a cylinder object, not big, just crashing down. And some people saw at that location some strange creatures, 3-4 creatures, small creatures. And folks thought that they could be monkeys or wild animals or something like that. And they called the fire department. The fire department arrived with a team from the army. And they captured the first creature right over there. They were small guys with big heads. Their skin were brown and big black veins on 3 fingers in the hands, and big red eyes. The second creature that was captured by a man who was 23 years old. He was a military police guy. He was totally healthy. He died about 20 days after that of a general infection in his body. It's like his immune system was shut down. You know what? The military police and the army denied to the family for 1 entire year, 1 solid year, the death certificate. And when he finally gave it away, it was all marked with black paint and was all...
I got goosebumps.
I know.
Look at that.
If you talk to people in this town, you will find like what, 100, perhaps 200 witnesses, eyewitnesses, firsthand, people that haven't heard of things, but people who saw things happening here, right in this town on January 1996.
Details like there was a crash that ended up depositing extraterrestrial survivors, and now they're wandering around everywhere in the jungle. You know, I think the concept's a tough pill for me to swallow.
You've got a crash site, hundreds of eyewitnesses, and possible alien survivors roaming the jungles. I'm really into this story. I think one of the handicaps of being in a foreign country and doing an investigation, obviously the language barrier. So I think we should try to find somebody that can, help translate it, as well as locate, the people that we want to talk to, and, get us into some locations that we probably wouldn't have access to.
Absolutely, yeah. Sorry, my Portuguese isn't so good right now.
I know how to say no falo Portuguese.
Oh, perfect. I don't speak
Portuguese.
Ben and James.
Hello, hi James.
Well, we heard you're the guy to come to if we need a guide and a translator while we're in the city.
Yeah, well, we can do that, sure.
Great.
Yeah, you may have heard some of the stories of the more exotic events that are alleged to have happened in the areas.
The story is very famous in Brazil. A lot of people heard about it, but we don't know a lot of details, It's just like what has been on the media and everything, so it's going to be great for me, too.
Oh, wonderful.
So, yeah, we can take you there, and then I know just a place to take you guys to get supplies, the market and everything. Okay, let's go.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So we're off to get some supplies, because tonight we're going to sleep in the jungle. So what do you guys think of Brazil so far?
So far, so good.
I'm amazed at how well you drive a stick.
Did I trade this in for a bag of potatoes? No, send it back! I can't even give you away!
Not even a handful of tomatoes.
Here we go.
Wow, these guys have got what we're gonna need. Ropes.
We'll grab some tarps.
What else do we need? We got machetes.
Yep.
These are plastic.
Pergunta.
Pode fazer.
Has he ever seen a UFO?
Você já viu algum OVNI? Disco voador, nave espacial?
Ao vivo não, só na National Geographic, só.
Only on TV.
Nice.
Do you believe?
Yes.
How come?
Porque o universo é muito grande para ter só nós aqui.
Que universe is too big.
Big universe, yeah.
I like that.
Makes sense.
It does.
All right, well, we're going to go try to find you one.
A gente vai tentar achar um agora.
Tomara.
Tá bom?
Ok.
Obrigado, hein?
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Tchau, tchau.
Ciao, ciao.
Tchau, obrigado. Boa sorte.
So Ryder thinks it's a good idea to actually get out into the jungle and see if we can't find the alleged extraterrestrials that are wandering around out there. Good thing the moon's out.
Get off the road a ways. Find a good spot to safely set up camp. All right, let's do it.
All right.
For you.
opens up.
Oh, I see that.
Looks like we got a
Watch
clearing.
yourself.
What do you think?
Well, it's clearing.
I think it's a nice flat spot.
Say 710 right here.
Yeah. All right, well, we've got camp pretty much set up.
Okay, I'll go get us some firewood.
Okay.
Enough to get us through the night.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do that. Stay in touch with the walkie-talkie.
Okay. Good luck.
We're never to see him again. I was just gonna say this.
Oh my God.
Camping in a Brazilian rainforest. 5 years ago, Ben, did you go? Someday, you're gonna be camping in a Brazilian rainforest, looking for alien tracks. Not exactly.
Do you see something?
Just thought I heard something. No surprise. There's more living stuff here than in all of the state of Nevada. Well, how do you suppose James is doing with the firewood?
Well, he's not back yet. He's been gone for almost an hour.
Ryder and Ben, you guys there?
Copy, James. Go ahead.
I don't know about you guys, but I keep hearing some crazy out here. What does it sound like? What are you hearing? Just like the crunching of the forest floor, something heavy walking through here. I don't know what the hell it is. Shh, 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 shh.
Something was just moving right through here. Ah, spider web.
Want a light?
No, I don't want to see if they're all over me.
Would you like me to look if they're all over you?
No, it's all right. I swear, I just heard something over here on our end. It sounds like something's pacing around camp.
That's exactly what I keep hearing right now. Problem is, I'm by myself. At least you guys have each other. Ow, there's stuff biting me. This forest is so thick, I can't even see the sky. If anything happens to me, Jason so far. Damn it.
James, you okay?
I just fell. I'm okay.
bikini with you, and then all of a sudden I really did fall. Oh, be careful, man. Thank God I didn't cut my leg off in the process. I just literally fell backwards with a machete in my hand.
I literally just fell down into the depths of this forest here.
James, just be careful, man. Why don't you circle on back?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna make my way out of this ravine and I'll get back to you.
Copy that, James. Just be careful, all right?
You wanna light the fire?
Let's do it.
Let's get this party started.
Let's do it.
Hey, you got the honors. Oh, thanks, man. Rock and roll. You see, you leave air gaps here, so the fire can suck in air from all sides. Yeah, we're still finding stuff. Good luck, man. I'll be amazed if that works. Oh, and rip some of this paper and put it in there for the fuel. Just stand by. Stand by. Let the Eagle Scout run it. Hey, James, it's all covered in plastic. Really? Damn it, James. All right, I'll leave it to you. I'd be terrified if we had to be out here for more than one night with the two of you, bickering like an old married couple.
You just didn't want to wait till light the leaves.
What? Hey, those are the boys.
What the? Oh my God, Ryder. You're with the cooler and the tent. Hey, you okay?
That's what happens when you sit on styrofoam.
That's not a load-bearing cooler.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God, I gotta share this place with you guys. Good night, Ryder. Good night, Ben.
Good night, James. Good night, Ben.
Good night, Ryder. Good night, James.
Good night, aliens. Wee. Last night was creepy. It didn't prove to be fruitful in our search for aliens. But hopefully, after speaking with Jose Pereira, an active general in the Brazilian Air Force, our luck will change.
Former commander of the Brazilian Airspace Defense Command. So apparently this general has got 47 years of military service. And he was head of the Aerospace Command. So if anyone's going to know apparently about UFOs over Brazil, it'd be this guy.
Plus, I've also heard that while he was in command, he was the one that helped release the documents to the public regarding UFOs and the investigations being done.
Well, I have to imagine that the more recent cases, in order to talk about or admit them, would in some ways admit limitations to their current technology, which is like it's a strategic defense thing.
The fact that this guy is willing to meet with us, talk about the reality of UFOs and some previously classified cases in Brazil is a boon for our investigation.
Absolutely.
Guys.
Hi, Eduardo.
Hi. So this is Brigadier General Jose Pereira.
Hello.
This is Ryder,
So nice to meet
Ben,
you.
and James.
James, it's an honor to meet him.
We wanted to speak with him about the military's beliefs in UFOs and why they might be investigating.
Ok, so eles querem conversar com você um pouco a respeito da posição dos militares.
Tomar conhecimento, registrar e dar transparência pública.
They want to register everything. They want to make everything as public as possible. They want the least amount of secrecy possible to the public about the UFOs and about whatever happens here regarding this subject.
Does he believe that UFOs exist?
O senhor acredita na existência de OVNIs?
Eu acredito absolutamente que objetos não identificados estão voando na atmosfera terrestre.
Okay, so he firmly believes that there are unidentified flying objects flying around Brazilian airspace.
If
a UFO crashed in Virginia and alien bodies were recovered, would the government release that to the public?
Época, não.
At the time, no.
This general, in my view, he's an active general, which is unprecedented, A, and B, it's very significant to have an active general admitting the existence of UFOs.
That was really powerful.
I can't believe that was so cool. That was very cool.
I was like, he knew so much more and I could tell he wanted to say more than he was allowed to say. But the fact that he met with us and shared what he did, you know, we read between the lines a little bit, was, for me, worth coming to Brazil. He did say they started to release information, but I can guarantee you this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more going on. The Air Force knows a lot more. And he also implied that the American government knows a lot more.
You can guarantee that, huh?
Yeah.
You can guarantee that.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day is we're being visited, they know it, and it's coming out. I'm serious.
They said they could not identify it.
Locals in this area are adamant that there are alien survivors still living in these jungles. Maybe the reason that they're so hard to find is that they found a really great place to hide. And what better place to hide than in a cave? But to get there, we're gonna have to get a little bit wet.
All right, guys, I'll throw my shorts on.
Right.
So as it turns out, Brazil has one of the most complex networks of rivers in the entire world. And if you know what you're doing, you can get them to get basically wherever you want to go. So hopefully we can take advantage of this to get to the caves we're looking for.
Go.
Okay, guys, looks like these rapids are really cranked up a notch, so hang on.
My shorts got wet, I'm done.
Got a clearing through here, guys. From the river, it's a 3-mile hike up until the cave.
Wow.
Dark.
We chose this cave because it's the closest in proximity to the crash site. So in my mind, this would be the most logical place for these aliens to be hiding. Want to give me one of the larger 6 here?
Oh, I can leave my boots there. Yeah, go for it. I don't think there's going to be too many people coming through this area, that's for sure.
Just tighten the tops of these right here. All right, so make sure you're all wrapped really tight.
Ready?
Okay. All right, you good?
Yep.
Okay.
Old school. This is very Journey to the Center of the Earth right now.
We should probably be careful with how many we light at one time. Depending on how wet it is in there, we might lose them right away. We'll use the remainder of our flashlights and headlamps until we are out.
This is very Journey to the Center of the Earth right now.
Wow. I hope we see what they're looking at, so at least we can understand what it is they're seeing that's leading them to, you know, that conclusion. Yeah, I hope they don't see anything with beady red eyes.
Me too.
I want to see. Wow. I'll let you go. I'll let you go closer to investigate.
All right.
Okay, keep your eyes peeled for any signs of life down here.
So in order to entertain the idea that extraterrestrials are actually living in caves, we're looking for unusual trace evidence that something was there.
Yeah. We should go over here and let our eyes adjust a little bit.
Okay. All right.
That's what we like. Let's go.
You'll be leading the way. I mean, look at all this. Pretty spectacular. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God.
Oh, it gets really deep over here, Ben. Good thing.
Whoa, he's getting deep ahead, guys.
Oh, wow.
Deep ahead.
It's weird. It's so windy in this cave. This place is really creepy.
What's up, guys? Good news is, schist is very hard rock. Quartzite. So, they shouldn't come out from under you.
If aliens do live down here, there should be some sign of it.
Keep your eyes open for any carvings or etchings.
You can see that fire's been through here. You see that?
Strange.
Looks like something's been down here before.
Guys, the air is getting really, really bad in here.
Get down low.
Oh, boy. Guys, it gets really, really deep down here. See?
Yeah.
Getting watching down.
Okay.
Careful.
Whoa, whoa!
Oh, my God! Oh, shoot. It gets really, really deep. Oh, my goodness, the spiders.
Oh, an enormous spider.
You guys, I'm having a hard time breathing right now. We need to keep moving.
You okay?
I don't know how much oxygen's in here.
Yeah, let's go. Go, move. Go,
Let's go. Let's keep it moving. I got no air.
Get low.
Go, Ben. Get down low.
Guys, the air is getting really, really bad in here. I've got to be breathing carbon monoxide at this point.
Jesus. Come on.
Guys, I don't think I can make it any further. Wire, let's get the hell out of here.
Guys, there's an opening up here. You okay? Careful, careful.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
wooden bridge right over here. Let's see where it goes.
All right. After exploring the caves and coming up empty-handed, I'm starting to think that this theory that alien survivors are here in Brazil is just that, a theory.
James has been hyping this as the Brazilian Roswell, but so far it's just been a wild goose chase. I've been drugged through caves, I've been drugged through the jungle. It's starting to sound like a bunch of tall tales. I gotta be honest, the Varginha case is really disappointing me.
I think that Ben and Ryder are getting a little discouraged at this point, so I think we need to go back to the basics and meet with people who experienced this event firsthand. Purely by chance, I've managed to track down 3 primary witnesses who reportedly saw the live alien.
Hello. It's your James.
I'd like to start off by saying, but this is like, you know, the holy grail of witnesses for me. So I am like so happy to be here right now. Can you describe to us what happened in January of 1996?
Então, você pode descrever pra gente o que aconteceu em janeiro de 96?
A gente estava voltando do serviço que ela trabalhava.
So, it was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This was not the usual way that they would take to go back home.
E olhei, falei assim, só pra ela assim, gente, olha ali.
She saw a little creature that was really sweating. It was like a little person, but with no hair whatsoever, red eyes, and 3 horns. She pointed to the other girls and started running the other way.
If they all had the opportunity to speak to the world about their experience, what would they like the world to know?
Ah, pra mim não foi boa, não. Se fosse pra me passar por isso hoje, eu não passaria.
They said it wasn't a good experience at all. If they could choose, they wouldn't go through it again. And only people who have been through what they have been through can tell how they felt and how it all affected their lives.
How has it changed their lives?
Como isso afetou a vida de vocês?
Em tudo. No trabalho, na escola.
She said it affected everything, like from friendships to work to school, people getting away from them, people thinking they were, you know, crazy or something.
Alguém pode chegar, não, foi assim, pegamos e levamos para tal lugar.
She just says that she hopes that one day the whole thing will come clear and she will, you know, her word will be taken seriously and they'll know that she was always telling the truth.
Well, I'm so grateful to have had this opportunity to meet you guys. This is why I do what I do, and I want to thank you from, you know, bottom of my heart.
Ele está muito, muito agradecido a vocês. Para ele é um dos momentos altos da carreira dele. Encontrar vocês, conversar com vocês.
Sorry about the break apart, man. I couldn't stop it.
No, I know. I saw it.
This is exactly why I do what I do. You lost guys' voice. Please. That's right. That's what I'm after, man.
James is obviously very passionate about this. I think he's in this for all the right reasons, you know, and I think that a lot of people exploit this kind of stuff, and it took a lot to get those girls to come forward and talk, and a lot of it had to do with him. I feel for him because I know how hard he fights to get the message out, you know, that this stuff is real to people.
We're really grasping at straws here. No one's telling us where this crash occurred or what happened to the creatures if there were any, and no one seems to be pointing us in the right direction. I'm going to step in. Based on what little information we have, I'm going to take my best guess, and we're going to head out to where I think this crash might have happened, if there was a crash at all. I would have preferred that the storm didn't sap our daylight, but I guess we'll work with what we got. This location is a shot in the dark, but our plan is to scour the area and see if there's any evidence that something happened out there.
Well, unfortunately, we now have complete darkness, a wet crash site, wet gear, and wet team members. But my spirit's dry and well.
I'm gonna head out solo while Ben and James scour the area looking for any crash debris.
Here we go. Wow, this thing's massive. Some big chunks taken off of it over here. Can't tell if it was by lightning or by something else, but this thing's seen better days. Oh, what is that? Ryder for Ben and James.
Ryder, what's going on with James?
You guys, you have to get over here. I'm just due east from your position.
Copy that, we're headed your way.
Hey, Ryder.
Hey, guys.
Oh, wow. There are huge spider webs on this thing.
You guys, look at this thing.
Yes.
Look at these strands.
It's like a fishing line.
They're huge. There's one there. There's one there.
God.
This whole area. This is like a spider nest. The web extends way out into the background. Look over here, Ryder.
Whoa.
Ryder, come here.
Look to the left.
What the f?
Oh my God. There's like 100 of them over there.
I suggest a tactical retreat.
We are outnumbered. That's all I can say. We are outnumbered.
I've never seen anything like it, you guys.
I left my bag over there. I bet it's with spiders now.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, these creatures are said to run off and head into the woods. They might have come through something like this. It's one of the only heavily wooded areas right off the potential crash site. Hello? Hello? I mean, I'm either going crazy or there's something right in there. I can hear footsteps. I can. Holy! I just saw some movement right here. I swear I just saw what looked like an eye looking at me right through there. Hey, you guys, I just want to give you a heads up that I'm tracking something over here in the woods, and I'm hearing something in there. It's like footsteps. Not 4, 2. It sounds like something is walking in this. Oh my God! Holy! Oh, you owl. Jesus, Merry and Christmas.
Ryder, what do you have over there?
I was down here, and there were footsteps right over here, right? I'm pointing the camera over there, keeping an eye on it. I start moving this way, and whatever I hear starts moving this way, right? I come down here, I stop, I'm staring. I swear to God, I thought I saw an eye on camera like a reflection of an eye. I'm looking at it, an owl comes swooping right out of the tree, scares the bejesus out of me. I scream, whatever was in there is gone.
Would you believe me if I said, A, I heard the shriek, and B, when I looked across this valley, I saw the owl.
You did?
Yeah, way up, up there, big.
To me, it was a pterodactyl flying in my face. The skies open up on us. Our trip to Brazil was wild. But our investigation is far from over. I would have to say, Brazil wasn't a typical investigation for us. I think we came back with minimal physical evidence. And, we have to rely a lot on the testimonies, from the people that we spoke to there. Let's take a look at the video that was actually interesting enough to bring us down there.
Look at this frame grab of the alien. There's no depth of shading. There's no depth of coloring. It's in the forest, but it's very bright. You look at the angle of the sun, it's not casting shadows that match what's happening on the nearby plants and vegetation. I think based on looking at all of this, I think this is something that someone thought it'd be fun to maybe drop a wandering alien back in the forest. I think it's pretty clear to me that this is something that somebody dropped in with a computer. The idea of extraterrestrials wandering around in the jungle is in Brazilian lore. So, I think this is somebody who wants to just join in the fun. So looking at all the evidence that we were able to find, what do you think's going on?
I don't know, I feel like there's something missing there. Virginia is weak in areas where we have some eyewitness testimony to seeing this creature, but with no physical evidence. No one's ever collected it, no one's ever seen anything. For me to believe that this was extraterrestrials, I'd need a hell of a lot more than we got. People say that this is the Virginia crash site. And that's the biggest missing piece of the puzzle. Where is this supposed crash site? Without that, I can't even validate one part of the story, let alone the whole thing.
In my eyes, the Virginia case is the Roswell, Brazil. I was a little disappointed that we couldn't find the exact impact site, but having met with the general, having met with AJ, and having met with the 3 primary witnesses who claim to have seen this creature, I am fairly convinced that something truly extraordinary took place, and most likely something from out of this world.
I'm convinced that a UFO crashed and that there were alien survivors. And those aliens were witnessed by locals in the town of Virginia.